The Justice Secretary, Michael Gove, has called for urgent reforms to the court system to make it more efficient and fairer. Mr Gove said the service was split, offering more to the wealthy than to the poorest in society. But some lawyers dismissed Mr Gove's words as whitewash, claiming the government's squeeze on legal aid would reinforce the two-track nature of the justice system. Our Home Editor, Mark Easton, reports.
London's courts have become a magnet for foreign high rollers, oligarchs and millionaires beating a path to what's seen as the international gold standard of justice. But what about everyone else? The court system is failing them badly, and that's according to the new Justice Secretary himself.
The waste and inefficiency inherent in such a system are obvious. But perhaps even more unforgivable is the human cost. It's the poorest in our society who are disproportionately the victims of crime and who find themselves at the mercy of this creaking and dysfunctional system.
Michael Gove's promise of one nation justice rings hollow to Karen Hawkins, who blames the government's legal aid cuts for causing huge distress to families like hers as she goes through a long and painful divorce.
It was horrendous. The whole process is so lengthy, the paperwork and the knocks all the time. It makes you feel worthless, to be honest. Worthless.
It's not surprising that there are two nations in the justice system if all the rights for those who most need help to protect them from poverty and other things have their legal advice taken away. And that's why there's a two-nation system.
Last year, lawyers and probation officers went on strike against cuts to legal aid introduced by Michael Gove's predecessor, Chris Grayling. Today, the new Justice Secretary confirmed that he would review the impact of recent cuts to legal aid, make further savings by closing a third of courts, introduce telephone and video hearings, and replace mountains of paperwork with online court submissions.
It's often argued that the court system is stuck in Dickensian times, tortuously slow processes based on antiquated technology. But now the Justice Secretary has said he's got £750 million of new money from the Treasury to bring the justice system into the 21st century.
The cost of law is now too great, there are too many delays, and secondly, modern technology enables one to do so much better, and we need to invest properly in that.
Michael Gove is a committed reformer who wants to work with the judiciary to transform the courts, but creating a cheaper and more efficient service while introducing new technology will be far more difficult than making speeches about the need for it. Mark Easton, BBC News.